Welcome to our next session. We have one more expert, industrial expert, Shaik Mohammad Raffi. Is an environmental engineer, hail from the Bangalore, Karnataka, with total 32 years of experience in environmental consultancy, water projects, especially water, sewage, effluent, and recycling, range from 5 KLD to 670 MLD. He completed BE in Civil Engineering from Bangalore University, MTech in Environmental Engineering from IIT Madras. Raffi provides an entire range of technical consultancy service from pre-feasibility to project management and operation and maintenance of environmental pollution control system. Raffi is an end-to-end integrated solution provider, linking the entire value chain from planning and architect to engineering and also design to project management across various industry sector and government agency. Rafi has vast experience in executing a water and wastewater treatment plants with capacity ranging from 20 KLD to 6,70,000 KLD, India and overseas. Rafi worked with a global water company like Suez Environment, VA Tech, WAB, and Anox. Rafi is associated with industry giants like ITC, Shell, GE, SABIC, Patanjali, Applied Material, etc. Rafi is affiliated with organizations like ISTE, IEA, IPHE, IWWA, and GNST. Now, Rafi is going to deliver a topic on role of society in waste management of India. Sir, now it's over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Naveen. Is it screen visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good evening to all. Really nice to be talking to almost 160 plus faculty, part of FDP program. And I'm looking forward to interaction also. The topic which I have opted is not a new. We are all in India. We have been practicing the sustainable practices from, especially if you observe rural areas where the land is not a criteria. We have been, we never had any waste kind of thing in our day-to-day practice. But when we come to the modern living and that too in an urbanized scape, we are forced with so many things which we cannot keep in our small or our living habitat like apartments or congested living. So considering the kind of waste which we generate, starting from anything you name, food waste, we cannot keep it. Like previous speaker, Dr. Pravanjit was mentioning how the waste being generated and it is being forced to manage it. And in addition to not only managing it, how to minimizing it. So minimization and managing both has a challenging task for us. So going to the, see, this picture is known to everybody. Whoever living in the urban life, they are all facing this managing the garbage or rubbish. It's really become tough call. Often you might have heard in the previous lecture, Dr. Naveen was mentioning about the Mawali or various dump sites which we had in the metro cities. Those dump sites today created such a huge impact on the environment, especially when we talk about the leachate being entering into the water table. Once leachate has so much impact because of its high strength in terms of organic or inorganic or metal leaches. So we are forced to have a look at our living so that we can reduce our footprint on the environment. This is a recent publication by the Central Pollution Control Board. Most of the text or the graphics are sourced from the CPCB website or from the various research analysis groups which they publish. You can see here municipal solid waste. It is been projected for 2041. it is almost 200 million metric tons per year. 200 million metric tons per year. Currently, we are inching close to the 2031, where we have 150. Most of us, when we do the assessment or the projections for the municipal solid waste, we give credit almost saying that zero point 0.5 kg we can generate. That is on a very higher end. I live in a society where we have a 2000 apartment flats in a 18 tower blocks ranging up to height of 20 floors. So here, when we look at our habitat, we have so many varieties of waste. As you know, MOF, our Central Pollution Control Board, has come out with the various waste management rules, which specifically say, hello, anything?
No, no, please go ahead, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. So when we look at the our living, not only the kind of waste we generate from newspaper waste to the organic food waste. When you look at the inorganic things, our batteries, our electronic waste, our CND waste like construction and debris waste, and plastic waste, especially plastic waste dominant in our municipal solid waste which we generate from the societies. In our society, we have a volunteer organization called Go Green. The volunteers really work hard to segregate the organic and inorganic waste, and the valuables within the other waste like paper waste or cardboard waste or plastic waste. These are all segregated, as Bangalore was known for mismanagement of the Bangalore Metro, headed by BBMP, Bangalore, the Mahanagara is was in a news for a bad, because everywhere the waste was not managed well. So when they given a new protocol to segregate the wet and dry waste, the dry waste was more attractive because it has a value for you to take it forward, because that is a revenue for the society. But when it comes to the wet waste, you are forced to handle it in a different ways. So looking at these figures, so now average we are saying is almost 200 grams per capita per day is the waste generation in average on Indian map. So to lead a green life, we need to go back to the previous or whatever the like 100 years back life, where you are forced to utilize lifestyle or adopt the lifestyle which can lead to the minimal waste generation. So I think the days are not far away, because plastic has really encroached in our life. And today we are finding it very difficult because we cannot afford to really do the incineration of the waste or landfill the waste, because we have so many other side effects. Or now the only lifestyle we lead is segregate the waste based upon its nature, whether it's a plastic, whether it's a paper, whether it's organic, whether it's a metal waste. We need to have a waste segregation in our day-to-day life. So the always it's better to reduce or reuse that or recycle into a different form. Like all that we have a options of uh, once we are collected the waste from our
Excuse me, sir.
society.
Excuse me. Could you please stop and reshare the screen, sir?
Okay. So when we talk about the waste and its management, so we are collecting it from individual houses, segregating it, and transporting to the waste management location, and treating it and disposing waste materials in an environmentally responsible manner. So here, when we talk about the various concepts which we have, whether it's a recycling or landfilling or incineration or composting. So composting is a well received for a organic waste which has a decomposing nature, and we are getting a compost which can enrich the nutrient value of the soil, like so, and other things like where incineration, where we are converting a waste materials into energy or reusable products. So by doing this, we are reducing the stress on landfilling, or whichever the disposable waste has to go in a controlled manner. So for this, my title of my presentation today, I brought the society's role. Means the major societies today, whether it is a layouts or residential apartments, they have to get into these initiatives to play a pivotal role to achieve the sustainable waste management. So in this, we are going to reduce the waste and bring the awareness among the residents so that they can handle whether it's a biomedical waste of a napkin or a plastic waste which has a value, so that it can go get into the chain of recycling. In the terms of like for example, PET bottle is there. If it goes to the PET recycling unit, the it can reduce the load or impact on generating more plastic granules, so that these PET bottles can be reused in terms of material reuse. So when we talk about the modern society, when you compare with the generic rural mass or urban societies generates more waste than the rural public, because rural public always has an option to utilize it or reuse the various the material packing materials which they get, so that that is not getting into the common facilities for either converting into waste to energy or landfill or composting. So that need to be relooked at our living style, so that we can have a sustainable future. So especially now, when you look at the various options which we have, the waste generation can be achieved only when you have a circular economy where the product manufacturer is accountable. Like now, everybody is preaching for the EPR, environmental producer responsibility, so that we can get that extended producer responsibility from the product manufacturer as well as the customers like us, in a bringing down the various side effects on the our environmental impact. So we need to adopt sustainable waste management practices that can reduce the greenhouse gas emissions and have a potential for economic growth in a recycling industry. So when you look at the technology advancement today, when you look at the waste to energy, like previous speaker spoke about the how the anaerobic digestion is helping to bring the various the gases which can be like whether it's a CNG or the various gases which we get through the anaerobic digestion, that can bring down the energy dependence on the main public means electricity grid. So we need to reduce the reliance on the fossil fuels. So for that, like whatever he was mentioning about the Savec app, where that equipment which is fitted to the transporting vehicle, the smart waste bin, we can call it as, it has a data generation which can help us to know where exactly, how exactly we can minimize the transportation time, and how much quantity we are getting from the various residential localities. So these advancements can help us in managing innovative way the waste generated. So whenever we say the success stories, it always comes from the European countries or from the USA. So that being now practiced in our Indian cities also, whether it is a Surat, which is known as a smart city with a less waste generation and effectively managed. And when you talk about the Atal, this Amrut schemes, we are able to get manage the various waste being generated from the societies in urban this one. So here also, like for example, they talk about the organizations which are really made a significant impact on our waste recycling, whether it's a TerraCycle or ocean cleanup. These kind of organizations are many available in India. So we can look forward to the more success stories from our Indian organizations also. So when we talk about the benefits of recycling and sustainable waste management, here we have to reduce the load on the landfill so that we can have a less greenhouse gas emissions and mitigating the negative impact on the environment. Secondly, these practices conserve natural resources and raw material dependency. So we need to have a proper waste management so that it can create a job creation in the recycling industry. So to achieve all this, we need to have a awareness camps among the high rise buildings or the residential villa layouts, so that once we educate them about how to minimize or how to handle the whether it is a napkin waste or whether it's a battery waste or it is a e-waste like bulbs and everything. So once you give them provision to segregate and collect them in a segregated form and hand it out to the common facilities, we can have a effective waste management for our societies. So when you talk about the innovation, once again, we have so many emerging technologies available, like chemical recycling, bioplastics. Like everybody now, like single use plastic has been banned. So we are more looking for the compostable bags and for example, integration smart waste management system for the collection of the waste as well as the disposal process. So these recycling and waste management initiatives have a
Sir, sorry to disturb, sir.
sir.
Excuse me,
Yes,
sir.
Abhijit.
From Niger Kolkata technical team,
Yes, sir.
sir. One in the sharing part, please disable the annotation option.
Where it is? Can you just guide me?
Yeah, in the top side there is an option annotation. Top side of the slide, just upper side.
In our annotation.
Uh-huh. Yes, annotation,
Uh,
and then in the right side, uh, more option is there.
no, I got one toolbar which has text and
Not need to click. Just is there. It is okay. If you in the right side there is one more option is there.
yeah, more is there.
Click on that.
1 second.
Then disable annotation.
Disable and further. Okay. Is it done now?
Okay, then carry on, sir. Sorry to disturb you, sir.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, no problem. Okay. Thank you for
Yes, carry on,
guiding.
sir. Thank you.
So, whatever we have a success stories from so-called developing countries or developed nations, we need to share to the global market so that we can achieve the environment protection. So, like earlier I was mentioning, so extended producer responsibility the in the circular economy has really brought accountability on the various product manufacturers. Like for example, if you take the stacks manufacturers like Lace, earlier they didn't had any accountability for the whatever the waste being utilized for the packing. Now they are forced to promote the collection system and collection system through the waste recycling. So the waste recyclers who are handling, whether it is rack pickers to the industry, they are able to uh, generate the data and tell the industry that so many, for example, each lay to 20 gram or 200 grams packet, the packing has a some grams of plastic that has to be accountable for them to achieve their APR targets by 2025, 100%. So by forcing the EPR implementation, we are able to get the plastic utilization limited, so that we can have the zero waste movement, and we can reduce the impact on the environment and achieve the sustainable waste management. So, to have eco-friendly waste removal practices, we need to have a proper segregation of like traditional living earlier, what we had, so that we can reduce the waste getting into the landfills, and we can save the biodiversity loss. So, and especially we need to promote the recycling habit, or donate the which is not useful for you, rather than looking for a disposal. Give it to somebody who really requires it. And so that the sustainability can be achieved only when we reduce, reuse, and recycling the materials. This has to be driven in the society, so that the society resident can practice it and reduce the waste generation. And especially the various eco-friendly options which here mentioned, so that you can avoid the harsh chemicals utilization and have a less impact on your ecosystem, and look for a natural alternatives instead. By opting for a green living methods, like earlier first slide I have shown you, so we can achieve the sustaining our planet and improving overall well-being and lifestyle. So sorting out rubbish, so that you are sorting it, the waste upon its material of construction or utilization, so that it can get into the right recycling way, or finally, if it doesn't have any recyclable value or reusable value, it can get into the incineration, and that can be converted into the energy. So recyclables, like I said, plastic, glass, paper, metal, various things can be recycled. So once again, most of the societies, they are able to do this organic waste composting and get a good humus mass of compost, and which getting into the agriculture sector, and so that it enriching the soil value. And handle hazardous waste, I'm not getting into these details of this, but every society is sorting it out, or segregating it, whether it's a paint waste, or batteries, or chemicals, various chemicals unused, or the biomedical waste, like unused tablets or napkin waste. Everything we have a accountability now, and society is able to send it a right place. So, how India has taken initiatives? Of course, we do have waste management rules from 2008 onwards, but now waste management rules which came out within 2016, whether it's municipal solid waste, CND waste, plastic waste, or battery waste, or the hazardous waste and other waste. So all this able to get the control on the from waste generation from the society, as well as the industrial sector. All this able to bring the uh, direct, means the right destination for those waste, whether it into the recyclable or whether into the incinerationable, rather than everything going previously like a landfill. So now they also have a like whichever the calorific value has more than 1500 kilocalorie per kg, that has been directed to the incineration to convert those waste into energy. And in addition to that, last 10 years, we are able to successfully implement Swachh Bharat mission. So the terms we have completed. And in addition to that, single-use plastic ban also has helped the societies to become more green in green life leading. So just to conclude this session, where we are able to bring a sustainable living in a modern society, and that can reduce the various waste generations, as well as that can be converted into a energy, or the reusable form, and we can achieve the cleaner and greener planet for generations to come. I think it's very quick for you people, but I love to take more questions so that the industry oriented or society oriented. I am being the secretary of 2000 flat residential apartment. We see how tough to get a segregation from the households. My society is a mini India. I have people from northeastern to south and or west Gujarat or to the north up to Kashmir. So finding it live their lifestyle and getting to the greener living is always challenging for the society managements, or we call it as a residential welfare associations. Thank you. Hello.
Yes, sir. I request participant. Lakur. If
Yeah,
you
feel
have any
free to.
questions, please
Yes,
interact.
sir.
Yeah,
Good evening, sir.
Good
yeah.
evening.
Actually, sir, composting we are doing, sir, for organic waste. In the field, we are adding some inoculum or microorganism into the waste. Is it right, sir? What type of we have to purchase the material, or else we can create any inoculum ourselves, sir, to enhance
Yeah,
the composting process. Yes.
yeah, inoculum. There are ready-made inoculums being supplied by the various microbial companies. Okay, they are able to give it. For example, I have to handle close to 500 kg per day. So they are able to give us the microbial strains, which can speed up the composting cycle. Okay, like previous speaker said, we have a various strains available in the waste itself, but that takes little longer decomposing cycle than the strains which are in the high volume or high concentration. Are able to handle the organic waste and reduce the cycle of 45 days to 15 days. That itself saves a lot of operational cost.
So we need to purchase some ready-made available in inoculum.
Yes,
That
there are
will
many
reduce the
startups
composting.
have come up. Many microbiologists they are able to do the strain
Develop. Okay.
fermentation, and they are able to give it high like count in terms of 1 million, 2 million count kind of thing, so that you are just to have to spray on your shredded waste and get the composting cycle quicker.
Okay, sir.
And
Sir,
and
actually, instead
also,
of yes, sir, yes, sir.
yeah, Vanita, tell me.
Yes. Actually, instead of inoculum, maybe we can add some additives like cow dung or some jaggery. Whether it can increase the fastening the process, sir, instead of commercially available.
Yeah,
Uh,
actually, when we talk about the urban scape, no, urban living, getting a cow dung is a challenge. It's not a rural area. And
yes.
second thing is the challenge for a going for a jaggery and all, it is not viable because today's jaggery cost is not cheaper. So we
But
need to.
sugarcane extraction, after that we throw it,
Yeah,
sir,
press
such as
mud in industrial, for example, I deal with the distillery spent wash. So there we use the press mud for the making the composting. But here we need to depend upon the inoculums because we are talking about, of course, we have various composting methodologies. We have three-part system kind of thing. There are many, the NGOs have come out with the various options. But if the bigger society means you can always go for a biomethanation where you get your biogas, so that can be utilized for like canteen operations kind of thing. But a smaller layouts, they all depend upon the litter, shredded waste, leaf litter, leaf this one, and they have many ways. Like wherever people have a park and all, no, they have a composting yard there itself. They depend upon the various the different grades of bacteria we have today, and organic animal, means like the living organisms, those are utilized so that you get a proper humus compost.
Okay, sir.
And wherever the
Okay.
STPs are there, those sludge also. See, wherever you have a STP sludge being available, that can be clubbed. For example, my society, we have a 1 MLD plant. So here we are depending on the our sludge only. We utilize with the garden waste and our organic waste, and we are able to compost it quicker.
Okay, sir. Sir, actually, for carbon nitrogen ratio, we are telling 25 to 30 percentage. If you are taking household waste, along with that, how much can introduce from dry leaves? That is a carbon source, a straw
Yes.
or anything. So, what is the proportion, sir? 1:2, like tentatively, because in laboratory every time carbon nitrogen portion is difficult to find out. Uh, Practically, what is the proportion we are using, sir? Carbon and nitrogen source. Nitrogen source is food waste and other things, is it right, sir?
No, food waste also has a carbon source. The nitrogen waste will be more of protein natured waste which we get.
Uh,
Okay. There the nitrogen values will be very high. But
okay.
societies like us, we have a mix of veg and non-veg uh,
All.
food lovers. So we
Okay.
never find it difficult to manage CN ratio, and we have a 10-acre park. We do get a good quantity of leaf waste,
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
every day. So
Okay.
we are not finding it difficult to maintain CN ratio. And we also, like I told you, we are dependent upon the STP sludge.
Let's.
Okay, so we
Okay.
are able to manage.
Okay. Thank you. Thank
But
you, sir.
wherever it's required, they have to be maintained. Otherwise, you will not get a proper digestion cycle complete.
In laboratory scale, if, when we are started to do with different case studies, different new material, that time
Yeah,
how
because
can we?
your selection is the substrate selection will be, the characteristics, okay? And you
Yes,
can
sir.
change your proportionate of the, like for example, food waste. Food waste, what we get from a kitchen of a commercial establishment, what you get from a household kitchen waste, they are slightly different parameters will be spiking in the kitchen of commercial establishment. For example, a restaurant kind of thing and all. So that depends once again on the food category. So there
Category.
you can choose to adopt how much supplement you have to do in terms of carbon source, organic source, or nitrogen source.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes,
Good evening.
Bilal.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. It's a wonderful presentation. Thank you, sir. Sir, I have one query that is regarding implementation and enforcement.
Yeah.
That is, what mechanism we can improve the enforcement of waste segregation at the source. And second thing is, how can a waste management policies incentivize private sector investment in sustainable waste infrastructure?
Yeah. So, coming to the first question, like I told you, last 10 years, BBMP has enforcing here to practice for the waste segregation, whether it is a metal, plastic, or packing waste, or the organic waste from the kitchen hold. So this has come. Otherwise, we will be penalized if we give a mixed waste to the this one. So that is the case. Then we have to give it back to the individual flat owners, because we are given a three bins to them. One is for organic wet waste, one is for dry waste, and one is for the biomedical
But
waste.
sir, as I'm from Srinagar,
Yes, sir.
what I have seen here, if somebody is segregating at the home level,
Okay.
but the municipality they again mix it and quit open those dump yards. That means they're all policies from the government, but those policies or those laws have been not implemented at the ground level. That is why that cause a big problem in the what we call environment.
Yes, I agree with you. It has happened in Bangalore also. Still, it is happening in some portions of the blocks. Like when he was mentioning Hong Sandra, the app which was trying to show to the faculties. So here the challenge is there. So now, when we depend upon this smart way of handling the segregation which they carry, especially to the common facilities, so there we can bring that change because now that is accounted that from, for example, Srinagar, one portion, Anantanagar, whatever it may be the poor city portion, if it is coming mixed waste because of the some even the waste operators, they do make this kind of commit means the wrong practices so
Because
that.
there should be some, sir, some scientific management of the waste.
Yeah, that is where this in this whatever the app system or the various which things which we are getting the control at the collection system itself because so that we can avoid the once again segregating the mixed waste. I think it's not far away, Mr. Tanvir. We are heading towards that. We'll be having a at least I can tell you 75 to 80% we can achieve in next 5 years. So that the
Right.
mix and of course the challenge with the urban local bodies is the handling the legacy waste. In Karnataka, last 1 year, the government of Karnataka has issued tenders to handle the legacy waste so that they can get rid of it. Like what Pravanjit said in the previous lecture, Kerala has taken a various bold steps so that they can get rid of even legacy waste on Kerala map. So every state will be getting to that. So there we are going to handle the legacy waste and segregate once again. The tenders have come. The money has been funded now by the government. So we are going to see
Sir, as you have discussed the different successful lessons from the European countries, we
yes, sir.
must follow these, and unless we improve our minds, we become civilized by mind, then it's possible.
Yeah, yeah. See, as I told you, we have a both generations. People who still believe in traditional living and things, and people who doesn't follow, and people who strictly follow. And
Absolutely.
no, I never expected. I used to travel to the Delhi from IIT Chennai, IIT Madras. When we used to travel, the stinkiness of the train toilets still lingers in my mind. But today we have Vande Bharat or Shatabdi or the various fast expresses. The toilets are so clean. The waste
Absolutely.
bins are kept, and every waste is going to the its designated place, whether it's a paper cups or whether it is a napkin waste, everything you can see organized in the train system, which is being handled by the many of our citizens. So those changes are we are able to see. I'm sure we are not far away in achieving the so at least 80% of the waste segregation.
And thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bilal. I know most of you, it's a working day for you people, and attending FDP is a challenge always. When we do one to one in the classroom, that is easy, but
But
online,
honestly speaking, sir, this was a wonderful FDP I have ever attended this time.
yeah, you had a very good, yeah, of course, in the
Very
waste
good.
management itself, you have a close to 4 days sessions, and you had interactions with the field experts and the like Pravanjit is known for various his consultancy for the urban local bodies. I know him personally because we live in the same area. And other speakers also have seen faculties from the higher institutes like NIT or IIT. So I'm sure you people might have benefited. I didn't get time to attend all the sessions, but I had opportunity to attend today's first session. Dr. Naveen,
Yes, sir.
I think I not expected that it will be so quick and only less interaction. But I request anybody has any interest in the industrial sector to do projects or send their students, feel free to contact us. We can accommodate them, and so that the technical teams, means the technical students, should benefit.
See, that is our objective, sir.
Yeah.
Participants, students should enrich their knowledge. They should get direct interaction with industry expert, academic expert. So instead of doing their project work in lab, they should go spend some time in industry. They should understand what is real problem, how to address. They should understand. They should upgrade their skill while learning only.
Yeah, every year
Instead of-
at least I get 4 to 5 batches from different engineering colleges and polytechnics. So we give them opportunity to explore and have a hands-on experience in the main plants, so that they can understand better what they read or learned.
Yeah, and I should say thanks to Tanvir. He has observed our FDP program systematically and appreciated our hard work. See, this all credits go to our complete team. So
Yes, sir.
it was a challenging for us, and this is the first time happening in NITT or Kolkata, this online related. So bringing 13 speaker from different places is challenging, and all this happening because of you only. You are cooperating. You
No,
are
no. See, we have done so many years in the for engineering education, for either it's in BE or MTech or research at IIT. So all this been supported by the faculty only. So something where, of course, this is not really maybe interesting for everybody compared to the previous where the more numbers were thrown. And we felt I've been practice means I've been forcing the various rural ULBs also to have their own STP. Like I'll share you one thing. We have a satellite town called Doddaballapur. The Doddaballapur has a three villages surrounded to the industrial area. So those three villages now today it's merged as a satellite town, and whatever the water which their wastewater being generated today, the wastewater after they have spent money on the STP. Today they were able to sell the entire STP water to the industrial application. That is a revenue model which can throw any local bodies when they have a revenue. No, it's very easy to maintain them. Like in Delhi, most of the Delhi Jal Board treatment water, STP treated water goes to the other Pragati Power, like various applications. In Bangalore also, BWSSB sells the treated water for various usages. And in my society, like I shared you, 1 MLD means 10 lakh liters we treat. And we sell close to the 2 to 3 lakh liters for the various non-potable activities. And 3 to 4 lakh liters we give it to the next lake. And ourselves, we consume 4 to 4.5 lakh liters. Our entire society is dependent upon the treated water comes out of my STP. This is our first society, which is old, but still we have a dual pipeline, spend money from the resident packet. So that
Sir,
kind of sustainable practices will help us.
hello.
Sorry.
Sir, I have one simple and query. That is how this can waste management policies that addresses the concern of marginalized communities disproportionately affected by this waste disposal sites.
Yes, sir. Now, can you come again, Tanvir?
Sir, how can waste management policies
Hmm.
address the concerns of marginalized communities disproportionately affected by the waste disposable sites?
See, today, whatever the waste disposal facilities which we are talking about, they're all legacy waste only. The new, like for example, Bangalore has a separate waste facility for the commercial establishments. Whoever bulk generators like hotels and office complexes, they have been charged a different tariff, like Pravanjit said. So those wastes are getting into the waste to energy facility, and wet waste getting into the composting. Okay. So there, the waste management is controlled, or their operations are consented by the Pollution Control Board. They have a close watch on their operations, how they are being operated, whether any odor issues are being created because of the long storage, all those things. But the previous facilities, what the municipalities, for example, if you go to any rural municipal corporations, sorry to add rural there, the municipal corporation, town municipal corporations, there they just burn the waste. They collect, transport it to a common place which is belongs to the government. They just burn it, or it is being dumped as legacy waste. But today, the new facilities which are being funded, and the operations being carried out under the purview of the case, means Pollution Control Board consent mechanism, they have a accountability. If they fail to do operate the plant facility and give the commitment, like for example, if they are committed for the some gas generation or some energy generation, they are accounted by the ULB municipal engineers. So they cannot escape from the compliance part which they have to fulfill. Is it clear, your query?
Yes, yes. Thank you
Okay,
very much,
Tanvi.
sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Naveen.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Please check your chat box and fill your attendance. Sir, it was a wonderful presentation, sir.
Thank
And I
you.
request participant, in case if they want to interact with you, I will share your details.
Yeah,
So we
please.
can contact you directly.
Yeah,
That's a
please.
great. You have given open invitation to scholars so they can come and do the internship or project work in your.
Yes,
That is a
they
good
can
sign.
approach us, and we can accommodate based upon the available slots.
Yes, sir.
And so that,
Always industry and academic should work together. Then only we can success.
yeah, true.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you all.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
With this,
Thank
today we are going to end our day 5 session. Thank you all the participants. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Good
Thank
night.
you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.